What's up, everybody? Noah back here for your videos for Sunday, December 20th. We are getting close to Christmas, and yes, our tree does still not have lights on it. That's going to happen Sunday night. I'm actually filming this Friday afternoon. That's why it's a little bit darker in here. But let's get into my most disappointing movies of 2020. So, these are the movies that I was looking forward to, that I thought were going to be good or entertaining or even great, and they were just very, very disappointing. So, how did I do this? Well, I went through my Letterboxd, which is what I use to rank my movies that I watched for that year, whether it be 2019 or just what I've watched throughout the entire year. I created a 2020 movies list to keep track of what I have seen and rank them so that I don't got to go through every single movie and pick which ones are my top 10 without watching my videos like I have the past couple years. Now I use Letterboxd, and now we can get into this. My most disappointing movies of 2020. I don't want to make this video, but if I'm making a most surprising video, which is right here, we're going to make a most disappointing, and we're going to get the most disappointing out of the way first so we can talk about some positives afterwards. The top disappointing movies, here we go. We're going to go from the back of the page to the front of the page. The Invisible Man is one of my most disappointing movies of the year. The remake did nothing for me, besides they did some pretty cool green screen effects work. Elizabeth Moss was really, really good in the role, but it didn't scare me. It wasn't all that entertaining. It was well done, I'm going to give him that, but I'm not going to ever watch that movie again. I think it was very disappointing. It's in a couple people's top 10 or top 20 films of the year. But then again, some of those people only saw 50 films this year. There's people like me, Zach Pope, Chris Stuckman, Austin Burke, John Flickinger, Jeremy Johns, tons of other critics that have seen 200 plus movies. I'm getting towards that 300 mark. I just watched my 288th movie, and I will get over 300 before the end of the year, I guarantee you, because we have 4 Hallmark movies. I have all that stuff to watch. We have Soul. We still have stuff to catch up on. Next up is the Christmas Chronicles 2. It was a really big disappointment for me. I love the first one. It had a very charming John Hughes feel to it. John Hughes, sorry. Christopher Columbus. Both staples of childhoods. Just growing up in general with Home Alone, with The Breakfast Club, with tons of other stuff. The Christmas Chronicles 2 was not funny hardly at all. It was still a good movie, but I wanted it to be just as good or better than the first one. The trailer really intrigued me. They said they were going to give me a lot more Mrs. Claus, which added up to more Goldie Hawn. We got more of her, but you didn't give her a whole lot to do. The kid in the movie, who is a former disgruntled elf, was really good in Deadpool 2. But this one, there's really nothing here for him. He's trying, but the script didn't lend itself to help anybody. Kurt Russell was made to be Santa Claus. He was born to play the role of Santa Claus at his age. And if he wants to keep on making these movies, if I can get more of him, that's freaking amazing. If I Only Had Christmas is this year's Hallmark Channel original Christmas film from Candace Cameron Bure, which me and my family love Candace Cameron Bure. We absolutely love her to death. She is fantastic in everything that we've seen her in. She's even good in this movie. The problem is when you've done great movie after great movie after great movie, we get used to your movies being great. And when your movies are great for so many years and then you put out a clunker, or what I am calling a real clunker, due to 1, the marketing, and 2, the execution of the movie. There was no real Christmas spirit. It didn't feel like a Candace Cameron movie. It didn't have the charm that one of her movies should have. Thank God Thank God Lacey Chabert and Danica McKellar delivered this year. And we even had Ben Savage in one this year as well, along with Mary Lou Henner. So this movie was a real letdown. It was promising a Wizard of Oz type feel to it. They gave us a poster that kind of had a Wizard of Oz Christmas feel. It looked like a Candace Cameron movie. It had the colors. It had everything that it needed to succeed to be one of my top Christmas films. Maybe even one of my top favorite films of the year. It did not execute that. It was one of my most disappointing movies. The Prom came out on my birthday. Last Friday, December 11th, The Prom came out. And it missed the mark completely. To me, it was a movie that could have been a big hit. And it is a big hit with the right crowd, with the LGBTQ community. It's a big hit with them because it's a gay movie. It is a lesbian movie. Good on ya. That doesn't mean it's a good movie, though. Just because it's focused on you guys doesn't mean it's a good movie. I can think of another LGBTQ storyline movie that's actually a Christmas movie that is in my most surprising movies. And I will get into that later in the next video. The Prom was a musical that should have succeeded. You had the cast to succeed. Meryl Streep was good. Keegan-Michael Key was good. But James Corden and Nicole Kidman were pointless. You gave them two pointless subplots that did nothing to the story except make it longer. It was 2+ hours of nothing but disappointing madness. Next up, we have... There we go. Scoob. The Warner Brothers movie that went straight to on-demand and flopped. This was a expensive movie to make. You should have waited to release this in theaters because Scooby-Doo still has a market. They're still making straight to DVD movies. We just had one this year called Happy Halloween Scooby-Doo, which featured Elvira and Bill Nye the Science Guy. That was really entertaining. It was fun. This was more of, what if we aren't really solving a mystery? What if we're just telling a Scooby-Doo story without the mystery? I like the parts where they were building up the relationship between Scooby and Shaggy as best friends, but that's only in the first couple minutes of the movie. Then we get into the actual plot of the movie, which, if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to spoil it, but it's a very disappointing movie with some okay elements to it, but there's nothing special here, one I'm never going to watch again. The New Mutants. Yeah, this is disappointing. I love Anya Taylor-Joy. She's in one of my favorite movies of the year, Emma. She's one of my favorite actresses working today. I love her in Split. I loved her in Marrowbone, a small indie horror film from Magnet Releasing, which came out in 2017 or 2018. Really entertaining movie. Really entertaining horror film. This film, however, also has Maisie Williams, who I really do enjoy. It's a horror superhero film that's not really horror. It marketed itself when it first came out in theaters. I believe I saw this trailer for the first time in front of It. In front of the original, well, the remake of It. The remake. Which I love I like the 90s version. I love the 2017, and I really like the 2019 sequel, It Chapter 2. The New Mutants marketed itself as a horror film. That's what I thought we were getting. Instead, the horror doesn't work when it's there. Instead, it's your just general Fox superhero movie, X-Men movie. They name drop mutants. That's pretty much it. There's nothing here besides a mediocre plot and good acting. And the mediocre plot is what ruins it. You could have given me a way better written script, told better, performed better. Now, the actors are really good for the most part. especially the lead actress. And I'm not counting Maisie Williams or Anya Taylor-Joy as the lead actress. I just can't remember the lead actress's name. Who actually comes to the place. Next up is one I actually own. Why do I own this? Well, we all have those actors that we love. Some people, like my buddy unpaid movie critic Scotty, collects for Tom Hanks. He wants to have every single Tom Hanks movie. That's a good thing. I know that my uncle wants to collect every single Adam Sandler, Mark Wahlberg, Ice Cube, Denzel Washington movie. He loves those guys. Richard Pryor. I collect for Candace Cameron, Lacey Chabert, Danica McKellar, The Rock. Leonardo DiCaprio is the best actor, in my opinion, working today and of all time. Now, this actor is not one of the best actors in Hollywood. In my house, if you're new to my channel, then you're learning this for the first time. If you're not new to the channel, here's how my household works. In our house, there's 3 people that we absolutely love. There's God, there's Jesus, and then there's John Cena. Ever since 2008, we've loved John Cena. He's been he's pretty much my favorite person on the entire planet. Because 1, he does a lot for charity. He has such charisma. He can do well in a wrestling ring. I love wrestling, and he's the guy that got me into wrestling. Then he started doing movies, and I'm like, oh, okay, let's see how this goes. Now, we're not going to talk about this movie right here that I only have for the John Cena collection, Playing with Fire. Is it a good, well-made movie? No, but is it a well-done family film that you can just turn your brain off and not pay attention to nothing, just enjoy the stupidity and laugh at the fart jokes, poop jokes, and the dog in it? Yeah, but is it a well-made movie? No. This one has some good CGI, and that's about it. It's Doolittle. I got this for $6 on Black Friday from Walmart. I gotta have it for the John Cena collection. I still need Sisters. I still need a couple other films, but this is a film that really let me down. I saw the trailer for this, and I'm like, this could be pretty good. This came out before the whole entire global pandemic really started. We knew about the virus in January. This came out in January. We were getting our first couple cases here, and we thought it was just going to be no big deal. No big deal. And then the world went kaput. So, Doolittle flopped anyways. The movie got bad reviews. The audiences didn't really care for it. And they made it seem like a big action comedy film. It's not that. It's a family comedy adventure. The scene you see where Robert Downey Jr.'s hair is floating back, is being fanned back, that's because a big dragon farts in his face. Because he's trying to pull out bagpipes because the dragon ate one of the people that came near it. That's the style of humor here, folks. But I need it for the Cena collection. Am I going to watch it again? Yeah, because I like to give these films multiple chances. And these are movies that I can pop in when the family's home. Because I can't pop in things like Tenet. I can't pop in things like Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw. I can pop in Playing with Fire and Doolittle. They're family films. They're very easy to watch. I'm going to save the Disney films for last because there's 3 on this list. Capone is next. That's the Tom Hardy Al Capone movie. I believe this was trying to be Oscar bait. This should have came out in I believe they were trying to go for Oscars. Tom Hardy's fine in the role, but the movie lies to you with the runtime that is on the back of the Blu-ray and DVD. It says 85 minutes. It is not. It is an hour and 43, an hour and 45 minutes. Way over long. And you're pretty much just seeing Al Capone deteriorate. Everyone's trying to look for the money that they think that he has. That's pretty much the movie. It's a big letdown. The Call of the Wild. The Harrison Ford dog movie. The dog looks very CGI. Very CGI. And I get it. You can't put dogs in danger. But here's the thing. We've seen movies that do things exactly like this. Put dogs in dangerous situations, but it's good CGI. But they use real dogs when they can. They don't just CGI the dog throughout the whole entire movie. Harrison Ford was good, but otherwise than that, there's nothing to the movie. Now we're going to go with Stargirl, the straight-to-Disney Plus movie that came out this March. Oh boy. I hate this movie. I get it. I believe it's Grace Vanderwalt. She was on America's Got Talent. And she might have even won. She can sing. The problem is there's so many tonal shifts that are just so constant, and they just happen out of nowhere, and they're resolved within one scene. Normally, you just solve it within a couple scenes, like 10, 15, 20 minutes, it's solved. Not 2-3 minutes, and then boom, you're back to your normal self. The acting is bad. The story is not well written. It's not well told. I saw the trailer for this, and I'm like, this could be a pretty good teen romance movie. I was wrong. There's not been a lot of good Disney Plus movies, but we're going to get Soul next Friday. We're getting it on Christmas Day. Soul will be a fantastic movie. The reviews are out. I do not have my review out yet because Disney doesn't send me stuff. Unless you want to. Because I will review it early. And, yeah. Artemis Fowl. This was supposed to come out in theaters. And then Disney realized what they had. They realized they were going to probably lose money with this anyways. It was a bad movie. They didn't want to hold this till theaters opened back up again. So they just put it on Disney Plus and just put it up as a dumpster fire. It's a bad movie. It's just awful. The jokes don't hit. The acting is bad. The lead actor is very, very stale in the role. And the effects are just awful. There's not hardly a redeeming quality about the movie. And it felt like it was 2.5 hours, and I believe it was only 90 minutes. And my biggest disappointment of the entire year, besides everything getting delayed, is Disney's Mulan. I think it's a bad movie. It missed the point of the original. It's not edited very well. The actress who plays Mulan is not energetic. She's very dull, very stale. It's like talking to a piece of plywood. That's what I'm going to compare her acting to, is plywood. You know she's acting, but is she really? Is she really trying? And it's just bland. It's a bland movie. It should have been better. And I am really looking forward to Cruella, which is coming to Disney Plus, Pinocchio, which is coming to Disney Plus, and Peter Pan and Wendy, which is coming to Disney Plus. I enjoyed Lady and the Tramp. I loved Aladdin, and I loved Beauty and the Beast. I'm very curious how those other three are going to do. One, we have America's Daddy, Tom Hanks. We all love Tom Hanks. Everybody in the world freaked out when they found out that he had COVID. Oh, God. it was a big panic. So, there we go. There is my top disappointing movies, my most disappointing movies of 2020. Now let's get into my biggest surprises. See you in that video.